Hello everyone, this is Robert, 50 Years of Chess. I have another game for you. I hope you're all well, as I usually say. I like to know that you watch the games and that I'd like you to be well so you can watch the games. But generally I'm just saying hello. Now, I want you to look at this game if you don't mind. It was a game played in 1992. It was a county match. It was between Devon and Gloucestershire. I was playing for Gloucestershire on board 16 against a young lad, 15 years of age. His name is R.Carpenter. He was rated about 1743 back then, and I was 1765. He was born in 1977, that's why it makes him 15 at the time. I haven't been able to find out much about him. I don't know if he even plays anymore, but I think he had a brother as well. They were both playing in that team, I believe. One was playing me and the other one was playing as well. So we'll go to the game. It was played on the 5th of February 1992. I was playing white and the game went as follows. I played e4 and he played c6 as the Caracan setup. d4, d5, e5. Bishop f5, and I like to play the g4 line, and then if he goes back to g6 I throw an h4 as well, and then it scares him a bit. So he played bishop back, so he's going to show here, he's going to demonstrate that he's going to play the closed variation, which is going more into a French with e6 and then push the c5 pawn, but it does lose tempi. So I played f4, and there you go. He's shut it completely now. So he's going to try and open the queen side with c5 in a minute. So I played knight f3, knight e7, bishop d3, queen b6. So he's not threatening to win anything at the moment, but he is going through the motions of the French defence. a4. I'm going to kick that queen off of a6 if I can by chasing him with the a pawn. But he stopped me doing that by playing a5. So I played c3 so that I can get my queen and bishop on the b1 h7 diagonal should he cancel. He's gone knight a6 and I put my queen in on e2. So I'm getting control of that area now with c4, so that if he pushes the pawn on, I'll be able to be ready for him. So he's pushed the pawn to c5. So there you are, we're into the French proper now. So I took the knight, he took the rook, and then I played bishop e3. So this is going nicely. I've covered the b pawn with my queen, which is another reason why I put it on e2. So pawn takes pawn won't get him anywhere, because I could just play with bishop takes or knight takes, whatever. So I got it well covered. So he's gone knight into g6, so he can get his bishop out. Castle, c4. So he's really trying to keep the game closed down. In a way they do with the French pushing on the queen side. It's not easy to break down this. So queen to c2. Should he come into b3, I could possibly swap off and then, but I would be weak on the white squares, so that wouldn't necessarily be a good idea. So he's gone back to e7 again. I'm not sure why. So I went knight to d2. So I'm better at this time because I've got my rooks connected now. All my minor pieces that are left to swap are not swapped off are all developed. He still has a bishop which hasn't developed and he hasn't castled. So he's gone back queen c7. He wants to push the b pawn, I guess, to b5 perhaps. I am threatening to take on h7, but I'm not likely to do that because that rook would always be looking down that h2 pawn. So he's played g6 to fianchetto the bishop. Rook f3. Now he's played h6. And I've moved my rook across to h3 so that he can't take this knight. Well, he can, but he'd lose the rook, and so it'd be exchanged down. This guarantees I can keep my knight there for a little bit longer. So now he's played bishop into g7. I have to move the knight now. So I've gone back to f3. He's played rook to g8. Knight back to e1. I'm looking at possibly playing knight to g3 and try to advance the f pawn, or should he push the g pawn, then I could drop the knight into h5, attacking that bishop. But he's trying to come at me down his queen side. This is the way chess is played. When the centre's blocked, you have to look to go down the flanks to try and win the game, because you're not going to get anywhere otherwise. And this is a stodgy way of playing, but often you have to face this in the counter French. So a takes b, bishop takes b5, rook a to e1. Let's push that pawn to a4, and I brought the bishop back to c1 to put an end to that pawn marching on any further. So he's gone back bishop to f8 now. He's done this a couple of times now where he's moved pieces and then moved them back again. It's not advisable to keep doing that. You just lose more and more time. But on the other hand, the bishop's not going anywhere, and I think he was really doing that just to get my knight moved. So knight to e3. I've gone to e3 rather than g3. I was looking at it from a point of view what I would be doing if it were today, but this is what I played back then. I quite liked g3, but I guess e3 is still good because I can push that pawn and try and bust open his e pawn and g pawn. So he's gone queen into d7 in case I push that f pawn. So I've gone queen b1, rook b6. Now I could kind of see why he's doing this. He wants to move the bishop and then try and bring his rook down into b3 maybe and get the queen behind it, put pressure on the b pawn. We'll see what happens. So I played rook e2. He's played knight to f6, queen c2, and knight into a5. He's making a little bit of progress now because he's threatening to come into b3. So I played knight back to d1, and he's come into b3. I moved my other rook across to g1 because I have to start trying to attack him down his king side now as he starts to make progress down on the A and B file. So he's gone queen into a7, and I've moved my rook to double them up on the g file. a3, pawn takes a3, bishop a4. That's dangerous because he can move his knight away and he's hitting my queen. So I've moved my knight into attack the bishop on b2. He's taken the pawn on d4, and I took the bishop and my queen on a4. Check. Queen takes queen, knight takes queen, knight takes knight, rook takes knight, and he's attacking my knight on a4. So I brought my knight back to b2. He took that pawn, bishop into e3, king to d2, knight to d1. He brought the other rook across now to bring it into the game on b8. So this is looking a bit serious now. I've got to start playing here. Rook across to a2, and he's gone rook down attacking my knight, which is not covered. So I have to bring the rook back to cover it, to break the pin. And he's gone g5. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, rook takes pawn check. So I'm getting counterplay now. Rook back to e8 and brought the rook back. Rook back to b7 because he's worried about me taking the pawn on g5, and then he can play rook g7 attacking that pawn. So I'm in my king up, and he's played rook to a5. Not sure why he did that. So I've gone bishop takes pawn on g5, and as he played rook across to g7, I can now play h4. That bishop is okay there. Now I'm the one who's material up on the pawn up. He's played bishop to b4, offering a rook swap, which I have to do really. So rook takes rook, bishop takes rook. The knight's got to stay where it is, protecting that pawn, and I move my king up so I can move my bishop. So he's gone rook across to b7, rook to f6, attacking that pawn on e6, rook down attacking the knight again, and I play rook takes pawn, check, king, f7, and now I'm attacking his bishop. So if he takes my knight, I can take the bishop, which is what happens. He's down to 2 pawns against 4 now, and I'm a piece up. So he didn't do that right. Rook to d3, king g2, rook takes pawn on c3, rook takes pawn on d4, king to e6, rook check on d6. Now, there's a trap here, because if he plays king takes pawn on e5, I've got bishop check on f6, and when he takes a rook, I take his rook, and it's game over, because all you have is the 1 pawn on c4, and I'll have 2 pass pawns on the g and h4. So with that, he resigned, and that was the end of the game. So I hope you enjoyed it. I did. It was a good little game. Good fun, and he's not a bad little player. Not for 15, he was pretty good. Gave me a hard game. So thanks for watching, and I'll get this game to you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks a lot.